Chapter 2294. Battlefield Territory. Intruders die. Undying? Lin Moyu looked at the reappearing Xingping Legion, these headless warriors, who had died and then resurrected again. Their flesh and blood regenerated, resurrecting once more, similar to the feeling of a reborn entity. The two legions clashed again, and the Xingping Legion was once more shattered by the first undead legion. This was a pure power crush. Even when weakened, they still completely defeated the Xingping Legion. At this moment, Xingping Supreme's star-balanced magical treasure tilted a bit more, representing the undead legion's side falling lower and the Xingping Legion's side rising higher. As the star balance changed, the undead legion was weakened again while the Xingping Legion was strengthened once more. The flesh and blood resurrected a second time, and the dead Xingping Legion resurrected a second time, even stronger than before. The power emitted by the entire legion seemed to have reached the supreme level. After being weakened twice, the first undead legion's power had already hit rock bottom, almost falling out of the supreme level. The power of both sides was becoming closer, and Lin Moyu felt that if this happened one more time, the power gap between them might reverse. The key to this situation was Xingping Supreme's magical treasure. There was no doubt about it. Anyone could see it at a glance. What truly puzzled Lin Moyu was not Xingping Supreme, but why these Xingping Legion members could continuously resurrect. Their resurrection method was somewhat similar to the rebirth of the dead, but the rebirth of the dead could surpass their peak before death and fully recover. However, the Xingping Legion had resurrected twice, and their heads were still missing. Lin Moyu suddenly realized something, activated his undead vision, and smiled.
As expected, their souls are not here.
The Xingping Legion had already died in ancient times, and their bodies were preserved in a special way, still retaining combat power. Their souls were also preserved in a special way but were not here. In this way, no matter how much damage they suffered, no matter how many times their bodies collapsed, they could be reassembled. At the supreme level, reshaping the body was not difficult. If a heavenly lord took action, as long as there was flesh and blood, reshaping the body would be a matter of moments. In ancient times, some supremes with powerful body refining techniques could even be reborn from a drop of blood. As long as the soul was not destroyed, body injuries were nothing. Lin Moyu felt he was not mistaken. The Xingping Legion might have died long ago, but they continued to fight in this way until the end.
If I can find their heads, I can use the rebirth of the dead to revive them and let them fight again. Although I don't lack supreme combat power, they are not true supremes. The battle realm is coming, and the more prepared I am, the better.
With a hint of respect, Lin Moyu said softly,
Originally, I shouldn't have fought with you, but in this era, I have my own things to do. Sorry.
Lin Moyu whispered, and Commander 2 appeared beside him. The rule world opened, and 1,000,000 skeleton generals flew out from Commander 2's rule world, forming a battle formation. The second undead legion, led by Commander 2, was no different from the first legion except for the battle realm. Commander 2 raised his battle knife and roared,
Bone Law!
Boom! 1,000,000 bone law galaxies appeared, converging into a sea of laws. Bones churned in the sea, like a bone hell, extremely terrifying. Lin Moyu looked at Xingping Supreme and gave the order,
Kill him!
Commander 2 waved his battle knife and led the second legion, turning into a stream of light to kill Xingping Supreme. Bone slash! The second legion's law sea erupted, evolving into a giant bone knife, slashing down on Xingping Supreme. Both Commander 1 and Commander 2 were undead commanders, and after awakening their intelligence, they had different personalities. With different personalities, their combat styles were completely different. Commander 2's combat style was more ferocious than Commander 1's. Xingping Supreme did not dodge, and the star balance in his hand flew out to meet the battle knife. A giant star evolved in the sky, carrying blazing flames to collide with the battle knife. Boom! The star was blasted away by the battle knife, but the second legion was also shaken back, and their charge was immediately blocked. As the star was blasted away, the first legion seemed to be strongly attacked. The bone law sea twisted and churned, almost collapsing. Lin Moyu saw it clearly.
The power was transferred.
The Second Legion's attack, although hitting the star balance, was transferred to the First Legion. Fortunately, not all the power was transferred, or the First Legion might have collapsed. Commander 2 reorganized the Legion and charged again. Xingping Supreme suddenly reversed the star balance, and the world seemed to shift, making the Second Legion lose their target instantly. Although they were charging forward, they suddenly started retreating. Lin Moyu suddenly realized,
It's controlling space. It seems this ability restricted my space laws. Supremes indeed have their own means. No Supreme is easy to deal with. Let's see how many legions you can block.
Commander 3 appeared, leading the Third Legion to join the battle. No matter how strong Xingping Supreme was in life, he was already dead. After death, how strong could he be? Facing the siege of 3 undead legions, Lin Moyu knew he couldn't hold on for long. Even if he could hold on, so what? Lin Moyu still had the 4th Legion, the 5th Legion. There were a total of 50 such legions. The addition of the 3rd Undead Legion put Xingping Supreme at a disadvantage. He was overwhelmed, finally revealing a flaw that the Undead Legions exploited. The giant bone knife slashed down on him, shattering Xingping Supreme. Xingping Supreme collapsed, his flesh and blood turning to ash and disappearing without a trace. The will that had been pressing down since entering the ruins also dissipated at this moment. The Xingping Legion collapsed along with it, their flesh and blood absorbed by the grassland. The grassland, already devastated by the battle, was completely unrecognizable. Lin Moyu came to the tombstone and respectfully saluted.
Senior, I'm sorry.
The tombstone hummed, and a gust of wind blew, as if responding to something. Lin Moyu flew past the tombstone and headed forward. This time, he successfully flew over the grassland and entered another area. A waterfall hung in the sky, with water cascading down thousands of feet. The waterfall was majestic, like the Milky Way descending from the heavens, visible from thousands of miles away. The water from the waterfall could probably drown a star in an instant. But the strangest thing was that the ground below was a desert, extremely dry. The waterfall's water fell into the desert and disappeared.
Which Supreme's territory have I entered this time?
In the ancient war, each Supreme had their own battlefield, eventually forming different areas. When Lin Moyu was still 1,000,000 meters away from the waterfall, it suddenly shifted, and a stream of water turned into a water dragon, crossing 1,000,000 meters of void in an instant, pouncing on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu instinctively dodged, and at this moment, the yellow sand exploded, turning into a yellow sand dragon, pouncing on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu dodged again, constantly moving in the sky to evade the attacks. Both the water dragon and the sand dragon emitted supreme-level auras, and Lin Moyu didn't want to fight them head-on. The two dragons were extremely fast, like lightning, constantly chasing Lin Moyu. During the chase, Lin Moyu approached the waterfall. Both the water dragon and the sand dragon were just manifestations. To pass through here, he needed to find the real source. When he was still 10,000 meters away from the waterfall, a rainbow suddenly appeared above it. A figure appeared on the rainbow, and the next second, a soul-stirring voice echoed across the sky.
Battlefield territory, intruders die.
2295, 2295. Chapter 2295. A city beyond the divine city. The sound of the soul echoed, and the waterfall and sand simultaneously exploded. Countless water dragons and sand dragons flew out, charging towards Lin Moyu. The Supreme on the rainbow emitted a powerful aura. Like Xingping Supreme, he had no head and was a headless Supreme. He was draped in rainbow light, exuding an imposing presence, controlling the water dragons and sand dragons.
It's almost time.
While dodging, Lin Moyu had already found the source. With a thought, the Bone Hell appeared. After merging with the Rule World, the Bone Hell was nourished by the power of the source, making its virtual and real power even stronger. At this moment, the Bone Hell was much stronger than before. Although it couldn't deal with a Supreme, Anything below a supreme, even a half-step supreme, couldn't escape once swallowed by the bone hell. The bone hell accepted all comers, swallowing all the water dragons and sand dragons that charged at it. Lin Moyu got closer and closer to the waterfall. The supreme on the rainbow was obviously furious, reaching out to grab the rainbow directly.
Intruders die.
With a roar, the rainbow, waterfall, and yellow sand exploded simultaneously. The three combined into a 7-colored dragon, charging towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt the rules of water, earth, and starlight from the dragon. The 7-colored dragon crashed into the bone hell, instantly creating a huge hole. This 7-colored dragon had already reached the supreme level, with extremely strong power. Commander 1 led the battle realm out, the bone law converging into a sea, evolving into a blade, slashing towards the 7-colored dragon. The dragon and the battle blade collided, and the dragon was slashed away. In terms of power, the bone battle formation was still superior. The Supreme was obviously even more furious, roaring and grabbing the rainbow with both hands, turning it into a whip and lashing out. Space shattered, and the ruins shook. The second Undead Legion, which bore the brunt, was instantly shattered, the bone law sea breaking into pieces. At this moment, Commander 2 slashed out fiercely. He had evolved into an undead commander, retaining his previous command skills, now even stronger. A fatal blow. Gathering the power of 1,000,000 Saint sovereign-level skeleton generals, Commander 2 delivered a fatal blow. This strike was not much weaker than the bone battle formation's attack. The rainbow magical treasure was slashed, shattering on the spot. At this moment, the other undead legions had already reached the Supreme, attacking madly. After all, he was no longer alive, and the Supreme was somewhat sluggish, quickly being killed.
After all, he is already dead, and even his magical treasure is a projection. His strength is probably less than 30% of his peak. Such a powerful Supreme also died in battle. How cruel must the ancient war have been?
Lin Moyu sighed softly and moved forward. As he crossed the hanging waterfall, he saw a tombstone above it. Lin Moyu came to the tombstone and saw the inscription.
Tianzi Supreme's tomb.
Lin Moyu finally knew the other party's name, Tianzi Supreme. After paying his respects at the tomb, Lin Moyu left, walking for a long time. The ruins were vast, with varying landscapes. Each landscape exuded an ancient and desolate aura, making Lin Moyu wonder if these were the scenes from ancient times. Since encountering Xingping Supreme and then Tianzi Supreme, he had not encountered any other Supremes. The stone meteor ruins were not as dangerous as he had imagined. The Saint Sovereigns who had fallen inside probably died at the hands of Xingping Supreme. After walking for a long time, a murderous aura suddenly hit him. Lin Moyu saw a city in the distance. At the sight of the city, Lin Moyu couldn't help but shudder. The city exuded an astonishing aura, full of killing intent and bloodlust. Even from billions of miles away, Lin Moyu felt a sense of dread. If it were a god sovereign below the Bien realm, their soul would be shattered by the city's aura at this distance. Compared to this city, the so-called war god fortress was far inferior. Even the divine city was inferior in both momentum and scale.
What a powerful city!
In amazement, Lin Moyu saw that the city was shrouded in dark clouds, with lightning and thunder, exuding a strong killing intent. It seemed as if countless vengeful souls were wailing inside, extremely terrifying. The dark clouds contrasted sharply with the majestic city, creating a stark contrast.
Is the divine city modeled after this? But the gap between them seems quite large. If there were such a city, there would be no need to worry about the battle realm. Even if the battle realm had peak supremes, there would be no need to worry.
Lin Moyu felt that this magnificent city could rival a peak supreme. He wondered if he could take this city back. Suddenly, a chilling sensation came from the depths of his soul. He was being watched. A human face appeared in the dark clouds above the city, staring at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu immediately felt the danger. The face staring at him posed a threat. As the dark clouds churned, a team flew out from the city, heading towards Lin Moyu. The team was not large, only 100 people. The leader was a supreme, followed by half-step supremes. The team moved like lightning, crossing billions of miles in the blink of an eye to reach Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu did not dodge, sensing no killing intent from the approaching team. The leading supreme cupped his fists towards Lin Moyu.
By order of the city lord, we invite you to enter the city.
The voice was clear, the words precise, accompanied by the powerful aura of a supreme.
All right.
Lin Moyu did not refuse. He knew he couldn't take down this city, so the best choice was to follow them into the city. 2296, 2296. Chapter 2296. We didn't wait in vain. The closer he got, the more extraordinary this city seemed, until he arrived at the foot of the city and saw its name. Soul City.
This name is a bit strange.
Lin Moyu thought to himself. Why would it be named this way? The name of any city is not chosen randomly. There must be a reason for such a name. The city gates opened, and the atmosphere became even more intense. It wasn't killing intent, but rather battle intent. The entire city was in a state of combat readiness, as if prepared for a great battle at any moment. As he entered the city and walked along the streets, Lin Moyu noticed that there were no ordinary people in the city, only soldiers. The entire city resembled a massive military camp. It was a military city. The architecture of the city bore some resemblance to the city he had seen in the fingertip ruins, and even the divine city had some similarities. Lin Moyu felt that the divine city was modeled after this soul city. As he sensed the aura within Soul City, Lin Moyu felt increasingly uneasy, so he quietly activated his undead vision. In an instant, he saw countless soul fires burning brightly. Lin Moyu was shocked. The soul fires he saw here were completely different from those he had seen before. Every building, every soldier, every cultivator in the city was a cluster of soul fire. They had no physical bodies, so everything seen by the naked eye was composed of soul fire. Especially the dark clouds enveloping the city, which were also filled with countless soul fires.
They are all dead, only their souls remain. Previously, Xingping Supreme and Tianzi Supreme had only physical bodies, no souls. But here, there are only souls, no physical bodies. What exactly is going on?
Lin Moyu was a bit confused and couldn't figure it out for a moment. At this time, several gazes fell upon him, and the Supreme beside him softly commanded,
Withdraw your gaze.
Lin Moyu immediately retracted his undead vision, knowing he had been discovered. Fortunately, the other party only issued a warning and did not take direct action. The strength of this city exceeded his imagination. After entering the city, he had already seen more than 10 Supremes, patrolling the city with their teams. And he had only seen a small part of Soul City. There were many more areas he hadn't seen, and there would be even more Supremes. If a fight broke out, he wasn't confident in his current strength. Especially the dark clouds overhead, which gave Lin Moyu a strong sense of danger. After walking in the city for half a day, the group finally arrived in front of a pagoda. The pagoda seemed to have suddenly appeared. Lin Moyu hadn't seen it before. The pagoda soared into the sky, connecting with the dark clouds above. Lightning and thunder continuously struck the pagoda, which was also flashing with electric light. However, these lightning bolts gave Lin Moyu a sense of gloom.
They are not dark lightning, they are void lightning. Lightning composed of void power.
Sensing the void power, Lin Moyu was not surprised. With so many Supremes in Soul City, their city lord must be even stronger, at least a peak Supreme, possibly even a heavenly lord. For such an existence to use void power was not surprising. The group stopped in front of the pagoda, and the leading Supreme saluted the pagoda.
Reporting to the city lord, the person has been brought.
The pagoda hummed, and the door opened, accompanied by a voice.
You may leave. Yes, sir.
The leading Supreme did not hesitate and left immediately. Hearing the city lord's voice, Lin Moyu thought to himself,
It's a woman.
The city lord's voice was that of a woman, carrying an air of authority, clearly someone who had been in a high position for a long time. The city lord's voice echoed in Lin Moyu's ears again.
Come in.
Lin Moyu did not hesitate. Having come this far, how could he not go in? Moreover, he wanted to see whether the city lord was a peak supreme or a heavenly lord. He walked into the pagoda with large strides. The interior was bright and exquisite, with a woman in battle armor sitting on a throne in the center. There was no need to say it. She was the city lord of Soul City. The city lord was valiant and formidable, her gaze as sharp as lightning, looking at Lin Moyu. In that instant, Lin Moyu felt that she was not a soul but a living, powerful being. There was no overwhelming pressure, but Lin Moyu could feel that if she wanted to kill him, it wouldn't be difficult. Lin Moyu saluted her.
Junior Lin Moyu greets the senior.
Although she had long been dead, she was worthy of being called a senior. The city lord's voice was clear.
There are 2 reasons I allowed you to enter. First, you possess the Soul Sword Sex Soul Execution Sword. The Soul Execution Sword is a heritage item of my sword sect. By obtaining it, you are considered a successor of my Soul Sword sect.
Lin Moyu suddenly understood. No wonder it was called Soul City. The city lord was also from the Soul Sword sect, and because he possessed the Soul Execution Sword, she regarded him differently and allowed him to enter the city. Lin Moyu, with a hint of apology, said,
I am ashamed to say that since obtaining the Soul Execution Sword, I have not found a suitable candidate to continue the Soul Sword Sex heritage.
Originally, he wanted to pass the Soul Sword Sex heritage to his sister, but her bloodline awakening was too powerful, even rejecting the heritage of the Heaven and Earth Sword sect, let alone the slightly weaker Soul Sword sect. Later, due to being too busy, he never had the time to find a suitable candidate to inherit the Soul Sword Sex heritage, and the matter was left unresolved. The city lord did not blame Lin Moyu.
No matter, as long as you have the intention to find one, you will naturally find it. The second reason is that you carry his aura. You should be the one he mentioned. But this still needs to be confirmed. You need to provide proof.
Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat. The city lord mentioned could only be the mysterious master. Could it be that this place was also a contingency plan set up by the mysterious master? If so, how many contingency plans had the mysterious master left behind? One after another, his ability to plan was truly terrifying. Thinking this, he asked,
What kind of proof does the senior need?
The city lord uttered 4 words.
The fire of world destruction. As expected, it is related to the mysterious master.
Lin Moyu opened his palm, and a flame rose from his palm. The flame burned brightly, seemingly small but possessing immense power. As soon as the flame appeared, the entire space began to distort and deform, with constant screams echoing within. The entire Soul City was composed of souls, and souls had an instinctive fear of the fire of world destruction. The city lord snorted softly, and an invisible force swept across the city, instantly stabilizing it. Lin Moyu also withdrew the fire of world destruction. This was enough. He didn't really intend to burn them. Moreover, even if he detonated the fire of world destruction, it was uncertain whether it could burn them to death. The city lord said,
As he said, we didn't wait in vain for so long. Tell me, what is the situation outside? How is the development of the human race? Is the Black Blood Great World still there? What danger is the Great World facing this time?
The city lord's tone was somewhat relaxed, as if confirming Lin Moyu's identity and knowing that the mysterious master's plan had not gone wrong. She began to inquire about the current situation of the Great World. Having stayed in the ruins for so many years, she knew nothing about the outside world. Lin Moyu roughly explained what he knew and also inquired about what had happened back then and why they had stayed until now in this manner. 2297 2297 Chapter 2297 Battle Again After a Million Years. During their conversation, Lin Moyu finally learned the identity of the other party. She was Mu Nanner, the daughter of the Soul Sword Sect's master and the former princess of the Soul Sword Sect. When the ancient war broke out, the Soul Sword Sect's master led the entire sect to battle and fought until death, buried in a foreign land. The Soul Sword Sect had no heavenly lord. The strongest was the sect master, who was a peak supreme, not far from becoming a heavenly lord. If the war had broken out 1,000 years later, he might have become a heavenly lord. Once he became a heavenly lord, he might not have died in battle. At that time, Mu Nanner was just an ordinary supreme. After her father's death, she inherited the position of sect master and led the remaining forces of the Soul Sword Sect to continue fighting. Later, Mu Nanner reached the peak supreme level. Until the end of the war, she was severely injured in a battle and was on the verge of death. Mu Nanner was unwilling to accept this. She couldn't fight until the end and kill all the people of the Black Blood Great World. After Mu Nanner fell, the mysterious master appeared. The mysterious master restored Mu Nanner's soul, temporarily reviving her. With Mu Nanner's status at that time, she had only heard of the mysterious master and had never seen him. The mysterious master made a deal with her, giving her a magical treasure that could house souls, making the soul immortal and the body indestructible, almost eternally undead. But the drawback was that she would be trapped in the magical treasure and unable to leave. This magical treasure was a city, which Mu Nanner named Soul City. The mysterious master not only gave her Soul City but also a legion. This legion, like her, consisted of supremes and saint sovereigns who had died on the battlefield. The legion was housed in Soul City, becoming undead and immortal. She began to lead Soul City into battle. In the last years of the war, Soul City shone brightly, killing countless enemies. The existence of Soul City fulfilled the unfulfilled wishes of Mu Nanner and countless human warriors, allowing them to return to the battlefield, fearless of death. However, Mu Nanner also had to pay a price. After the war, she and Soul City fell into a deep sleep. She didn't know how long she would sleep. She only knew she had to complete the task given by the mysterious master and fulfill the deal. The mysterious master told her that someone would come here, carrying the Soul Sword Sect's heritage and the fire of world destruction. He also said that in the future, there might be another great war that would require her to take action. She had been sleeping, and so had Soul City, with only some guard forces arranged on the outskirts. The Xingping Legion was the outermost guard, followed by Tianzi Supreme. As long as someone passed these two barriers, Soul City would awaken. She had slept for 1,000,000 years until Lin Moyu appeared and came here. This reminded Lin Moyu of Xiao Wu in the Yunwu sect. Xiao Wu had also slept for 1,000,000 years, but the difference was that Mu Nanner knew she had slept for a long time, while Xiao Wu had no idea. This was the difference in their realms. Lin Moyu understood the cause and effect, and Mu Nanner also learned about the events in the Great World during her sleep. She didn't expect that when she was injured, the Black Blood World had already launched the Black Blood Frenzy, resulting in mutual destruction with the Great World. She had never faced the Black Blood Frenzy directly. At that time, the ones who dealt with it were the Heavenly Lords and the original Divine Beasts, and she did not participate. The battles after obtaining Soul City were already at the end of the war. She didn't know that later, the Great World's origin was injured, leading to a series of events. Now, hearing Lin Moyu's account, she knew that the Black Blood Great World had been completely destroyed, but the Great World was about to face another disaster. The reason the mysterious master made a deal with her and left her this city was to let her deal with the upcoming disaster. Mu Nanner said,
He even predicted things 1,000,000 years later.
Lin Moyu had long felt the mysterious master's power and smiled.
What were the legends about him back then?
Mu Nanner said,
Legend has it that he was the strongest existence in the great world, surpassing the heavenly lords, and was known as the person closest to becoming a Tao Lord. But he was elusive, and except for a few heavenly lords, no one had seen him. Even when I made a deal with him, I never saw his true face.
Lin Moyu was puzzled.
Since he was so powerful, why didn't he directly crush the Black Blood Great World back then?
Munanar lightly tapped the throne.
I don't know. Such a person's actions are beyond our prediction.
The mysterious master's behavior puzzled Lin Moyu. Since he was so powerful, he could have quickly crushed the Black Blood Great World. Why wait until the Great World was destroyed to make arrangements to save it? Perhaps, as Munanar thought, without reaching that realm, one couldn't understand. Lin Moyu didn't think further and asked,
Did he say anything else?
Munanar said,
It was just a transaction between us. What else do you think he would say?
In other words, they didn't talk much. Munanar continued,
He pulled me back from the brink of death, gave me Soul City, and allowed me to use it to fight in all directions. I will keep my promise and fight for the great world again after 1,000,000 years.
Munanar spoke resolutely, full of heroic spirit, with intense battle intent in her eyes. Lin Moyu asked,
How strong is Soul City?
Munanar did not hide.
If Soul City is fully powered, it can contend with a Peak Supreme. If there is a Peak Supreme among the enemies, leave it to me.
Lin Moyu silently calculated.
Munanar can handle one Peak Supreme, and Qilong can handle another. According to the current information, there might be only one Peak Supreme in the battle realm. As long as no new Peak Supreme appears in the next 1,000 years, our chances of winning are great. It seems the mysterious master also calculated the remaining power of the Great World and even predicted the encounter between the Great World and the battle realm. What a terrifying existence, but even he did not become a Tao Lord. It seems the path to becoming a Tao Lord is really difficult.
Munanar suddenly reached out, and a stone flew out from the pagoda. The stone quickly shrank, eventually becoming the size of a fist. Munanar threw the shrunken stone to Lin Moyu.
When the battle realm invades, I will come.
Lin Moyu put away the stone and asked,
Senior, I have something to ask you.
Munanar did not refuse.
Go ahead.
Lin Moyu asked,
I want to know if any heavenly lords died in that war.
Munanar thought for a moment.
I heard some heavenly lords were seriously injured, but I don't know if they died. But in such a war, it's not impossible for a heavenly lord to die. Why do you ask?
Lin Moyu said,
If a heavenly lord did die, I want to find their remains.
Munanar sneered with a hint of disdain.
Your strength is good, considered a genius, but it's very difficult to obtain a heavenly lord's remains. Even when I was alive, it was very difficult to obtain a heavenly lord's remains.
Lin Moyu said,
Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord said something similar. I just want to try. If I can get a heavenly lord's remains, we might have full confidence in the battle against the battle realm.
2298, 2298. Chapter 2298. The one who might have died is the mighty heavenly lord. Munanar indeed did not know where the remains of a heavenly lord might be. She wasn't even sure if any heavenly lords had died in the ancient war. She had only heard that one heavenly lord was severely injured. Combining the words of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord, Lin Moyu deduced that there should indeed be a heavenly lord who died in battle. In fact, whether Munanar knew or not was not of great importance to Lin Moyu. He would search the remaining 4 ancient ruins one by one. Lin Moyu asked,
Senior, do you know how many heavenly lords there were in the great world back then, and what their names were?
Munanar answered without hesitation.
There were 8 heavenly lords. Illusion Fog Heavenly Lord, Time Heavenly Lord, Space Heavenly Lord, Destiny Heavenly Lord, Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord, Soul Heavenly Lord, Divine Sword Heavenly Lord, and Mighty Heavenly Lord.
She continued to recount what she knew. Although she had once died, her soul's revival left her memory intact. Even after 2,000,000 years of slumber, she still remembered the past events clearly. Each heavenly lord's title represented the Tao they comprehended. Illusion Fog Heavenly Lord comprehended the Tao of causality, which was as elusive and intangible as fog. Time Heavenly Lord and Space Heavenly Lord comprehended the Taos of time and space, respectively. Their combat power was among the top among the heavenly lords. Destiny Heavenly Lord could see the river of destiny, peering into the past and future, and even forcibly altering someone's destiny. Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord had numerous methods, with runes that could change infinitely. His various techniques played a significant role in the battle against the Black Blood Great World. Soul Heavenly Lord was mysterious, and Munanner knew little about him. He created the Starry Sky Spirit Clan and the Ghost Clan, and possibly the Starry Sky Demon God Clan, which vanished into the river of history. Divine Sword Heavenly Lord was the master of the Heaven and Earth Sword sect, the leader of all sword cultivators, and the foremost sword cultivator of his time. His sword was so sharp it could cut through time and space, even forcing Time Heavenly Lord and Space Heavenly Lord to retreat. Mighty Heavenly Lord followed the Tao of Strength, said to be able to crush all with a single punch. His straightforward personality meant he solved everything with a punch. During the Great War, the Heavenly Lord who was injured was Mighty Heavenly Lord. He was too confident and fell into a trap set by the Black Blood Great World, being besieged by several of their strong warriors. He fought many opponents, killing 2 but suffering severe injuries himself. Lin Moyu listened to Munanner's recount and pondered, matching each Heavenly Lord. Illusion Fog Heavenly Lord and Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord had already left the Great World. Time Heavenly Lord and Space Heavenly Lord likely left as well. Destiny Heavenly Lord was captured by the mysterious master to see many future events and was not likely to be released easily. However, since the Great War had ended, Destiny Heavenly Lord probably did not die and later left. Soul Heavenly Lord was elusive and mysterious, creating several races. No one said a Heavenly Lord could only create one race, and each Heavenly Lord's path was different. Soul Heavenly Lord's path might have been creating beings, a path Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord once tried but failed. Divine Sword Heavenly Lord proved his Tao with the sword, focusing solely on sword cultivation. He likely left as well. If he had died, the Heaven and Earth Sword sect would have known. This left Mighty Heavenly Lord as the most likely to have died. Munanner did not interrupt Lin Moyu's thoughts and only spoke when he came to his conclusion.
What did you think of?
Lin Moyu said,
If a Heavenly Lord truly died, it should be Mighty Heavenly Lord.
He explained his analysis, and Munanner found it reasonable. Munanner said,
If Mighty Heavenly Lord truly died, it should be in the outer domain. In the Great War, Mighty Heavenly Lord always fought at the forefront. His battlefield was in the outer domain, and even if injured, he wouldn't have retreated.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Thank you, Senior. I have one more request.
Munanner did not find Lin Moyu bothersome.
Go ahead.
Lin Moyu said,
A dragon pearl fell into Soul City. Could you help me retrieve it?
Munanner said,
Let me see.
She closed her eyes to search. As the master of Soul City, she controlled everything within it. Even a speck of dust could be found if she wished. Soon Munanner found it.
Got it.
With a thought, space twisted, and the dragon pearl traversed space to fall into her hand. Munanner examined the dragon pearl.
Interesting. How did a dragon pearl end up in Soul City?
Lin Moyu said,
I don't know either. The fallen dragon had 5 dragon pearls in the Great World, 3 within the domain and 2 outside. I've already retrieved 2. This is the last one within the domain. As for the ones outside, finding them will depend on luck.
Munanner casually tossed the dragon pearl to Lin Moyu.
You've done well. Maintaining good relations with the Dragon Clan benefits both you and the Great World.
Lin Moyu asked,
Do you know why the Dragon Clan came to our Great World? I don't know. I never had direct contact with the Dragon Clan, only knowing they come from outside the world and are very powerful. Even Heavenly Lords must treat them with respect.
Lin Moyu already knew this.
I understand.
At the boundary, space opened, and Lin Moyu flew out from the door. After identifying the direction, he opened the space door again and flew towards the area where the Heavenly Dragon was located. This trip was considered successful. Although he didn't find the remains of a Heavenly Lord, he retrieved the Dragon Pearl. Moreover, with Mu Nanner Soul City, they gained another top-tier combat power for the future battle against the Battle Realm. Mu Nanner with Soul City had combat power comparable to a Peak Supreme, and the Supremes within Soul City were undead, making them even stronger in some aspects. After exiting the space door, Lin Moyu was close to the area where the Heavenly Dragon was located. He keenly sensed several powerful auras near the Heavenly Dragon. These auras spread across the starry sky, covering billions of miles, overwhelmingly powerful.
Supremes! Dragon Clan Supremes! What are they here for?
Lin Moyu began drawing runes. This time, he drew the Void Concealment Rune, a higher-level rune than the Concealment Rune, undetectable even by Supremes. The Void Concealment Rune required the power of Void, which ordinary Supremes couldn't draw. Although Lin Moyu was only a Saint Sovereign, he had mastered the power of Void, making drawing the Void Concealment Rune easy. In just half a minute, the Void Concealment Rune was completed and activated. Lin Moyu's form gradually became ethereal, completely disappearing into the starry sky. He felt as if he wasn't hiding in the starry sky but had become the starry sky itself. In this state, no one could detect him. 2299, 2299.